Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, oh come on. Now that we got that bit of business out of the situation here, let's move on. Everybody, put your hands together. God damn it! Thank you, Mighty Mighty, for those biddies. Everybody. Oh shit. Well, there he is. Never mind. For fucking intro. Cartagena, thank you so much for that sadness. Oh my god. I am a mess today. Jory Avner, welcome to the show. Thank you so much.
What up?
Is it true? Is this your first hot tub stream?
Yeah. No, actually, no, it's not. It's not actually my first hot tub stream.
Oh, what was the first one?
Actually, Joyce and I were down hanging out with some other streamers in Texas, and we all went to like this pool party that was in our friend Mark Sperry's backyard, and he had a hot tub in the backyard, and so it was just like a bunch of drunk streamers like streaming off of a cell phone. Shout out to Nova Skyway, by the way.
Rockstar Angel, how dare you get that wrong? So you and Joyce, are you guys like friends from like school or something?
So we met on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so awesome musician. It was a weird way of meeting. So we like what's it called? Sorry, I'm just gonna get my headphone half off so I can hear myself.
No worries.
We met on Twitch through our mutual friend Dean DeChoso, who is another streamer here on Twitch. He helped both of us kind of with like our audio and mixing. He's like a producer, and he actually just put out the new Candlebox album.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so, but he helped us with the audio, and he had a question about something in Ableton, so he hit me up on Discord, and then that's how we met. And it like was just like, all right, that was cool. Like, probably never talk again. And then we ended up in each other's streams because I like her music, and I guess she liked my. I would assume she liked my music.
She keeps coming back.
Yeah. So now we hang out all the time. Like, I'm going out to hang out in San Francisco with her for Halloween. So.
Oh, that is dope. I love that. I love how Twitch can just bring people together from... What the fuck? Hold on, can I just get this shit? Jesus Christ.
I love the goggles.
I don't know what happened to my aviators.
Just a glutton for punishments. That's what she said.
Yeah, no, I'm just a glutton for punishment. Me too. I have those traits as well. It's very funny how musicians tend to be gluttons for punishment. But
yeah.
In any case, so then so you guys are like flying across the country to hang out. That's awesome. Like,
yep. And working on each other's music and stuff like that. So it's cool collaboration and cool, like, so it's really cool. And Twitch was the thing that made that happen. So
that's dope, man. And you got a Let's Get Weird sweatshirt on too.
I do. I realized that, like, you know what? I got Matt Suarez's merch. Like, I might as well rep it on your stream. Like,
I just threw mine in the laundry because I had a Let's Get Weird sweatshirt too, and it's in the laundry because I was gonna do that too, but. That would have been nice. Yes, bromance. What's in a thank you? It's the bromance. That's what we're trying to facilitate here. Matt is another one that's really cool. But I knew Matt from San Diego. We actually like knew each other IRL and stuff, so that was a different thing. But I love how Twitch sort of brings people together. I love how Twitch is. Even like community members who like start hanging out and shit, even off stream, like in Discord servers and stuff, like the fact that they just bring people together, or even how someone's stream can bring people together. I love that whole community aspect of it. And I love how much you can care about someone that you may or may not have ever seen or know their real name or any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. It's just a really unique situation. I don't know, man. How did you come to Twitch?
So I was actually like a COVID refugee from like so
Me too.
I yeah, I feel like there was a big boom that
Oh yeah, there
happened
was a
like
wave. There was a huge wave.
yeah.
I was in that first-ish wave of people.
Yeah, I was April of
Yeah.
20 like yeah, I think April 1st was my first stream.
Oh wow, that was like the same. That was like around the same time Raina started. She started in April and I started in May. So
Yeah, I actually remember Reina. So like
that's interesting.
I never get to see Reina's streams though because I think they're really early in the morning,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
and you're on
yeah,
musician time, right?
yeah.
I don't wait.
Matt calls it a musician's morning, and so like that is
Yes,
so true.
it is, man. Especially if you don't have children, it's like you're just
Oh, I
sort of
know.
waking up whenever you wake up. It's
Yeah, dude, for
nice.
real.
We did Rainbow Railroad Train with Reina Mystique.
That's
Oh,
true.
okay. Yeah, that's yeah, one of the raid trains. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Night owl. Yeah, night owl.
I know. Yeah,
I used to, but then I had a child and he likes to just like get at it like super early in the morning. So it's like there's
man.
no rest for me.
Yeah, that shakes up your whole life.
It certainly does. It certainly does. But you know, it was one of those situations where it's like, oh man, my life is over, and then it was like, well, it just changed, and
Yeah,
just make it work. I mean, delinquents. Yeah, exactly. Damn musicians,
I
degenerate
know.
delinquents. What are you doing over there?
I mean, I'm still like working off of like my working schedule for like, cause I was a full-time musician
Mhm.
before COVID hit. So I
Yeah.
was gigging all the time and, you know, and my work day would end at like 2 in the morning and then I'd be like driving home, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, I feel like it's like embedded in me. I did that for like 10 years. So you know, I'm still working off that calendar.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, how is the gigs and stuff coming? Are they coming back pretty strong? How is it working for
They're,
you guys?
they're coming back. A lot of the places that I used to play at though, like they're just either gone or
Hmm.
like their management is shifted. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? It's just like it's been hard. I feel like it's in a lot of ways I feel like I'm starting over. And
Yeah.
I also don't
Absolutely.
feel as compelled to like get out there and like kind of grind for bookings
Yeah.
because like Twitch is just such a better place in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
Absolutely.
Rip Wild Onion. Oh, did Wild that's oh, what up, Ian? How are you doing, man?
Hi, Ian.
Ian Leith
Welcome.
is another awesome musician. He actually, him and I have played a bunch of shows together. He's here in Chicago. Fantastic songwriter and guitar player and everything. And he also booked me for a couple things recently. So I
It,
didn't realize that Wild Onion was gone.
who's Wild Onion?
Wild Onion is like a beer restaurant place.
Ah, I
They
see.
did live music. It was a really sweet gig. Like
Mm.
it was a cool gig.
Was it one of those
But
gigs where it's like you get drinks, you get food,
oh
like
yeah.
paid well, the crowd was always ready to like the party and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it was just like a good place. It was chill.
Mm.
They like, you know, you could play whatever you like. Some places, I mean, some places want you to play like certain things, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, great food.
Yeah.
It was really good food, but
I
some
will.
places want you to play certain things, but that place they didn't care. You could just
Yeah.
play whatever you wanted. It was awesome. So
Yeah, yeah, no, that's funny. So you haven't been grinding as hard for gigs and stuff. I mean,
no,
what have you been doing for live gigs? I follow you on social media, so I do see that you're getting around. But
yeah.
what is
I mean,
your live gig schedule right now?
well, so I actually, so this Friday, I'm actually playing two places. I'm playing down at Navy Pier here in Chicago, which I don't know if you're familiar with Navy Pier,
I
but
am.
it's like, yeah, big, you know, Ferris wheel and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So I'm playing down there this Friday. And then after that, I'm literally going from that gig to a venue here called the Cubby Bear,
Hmm.
where I'm going to be opening for the 502s, which is like kind of a folky, like, I don't know how to describe it.
Oh,
They,
thank you,
like
Missy Hippie, for that follow or for that host. Thank you. I'm gonna turn off the alerts, the sound, guys, just so I don't get all distracted because you know my ADHD brain. The 502s. I've never heard
Yeah,
of them. What they're like
it's
folky
like
type stuff.
indie pop with a banjo. I guess is the way to
Yeah,
describe
yeah.
it. Like
Is it
you
like
know,
the
like
stomp stuff of
yeah,
the
a little bit,
the 2000 teens or whatever?
a little
Um,
bit. Yeah.
oh yeah, I meant to do this.
No, you're good.
No, I was just gonna bring it up so we could check it out together. together.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is they look like they're from some kind of island or some kind of tropical place. So that's fun.
Yeah, I don't know much about them.
Well, let's find out. No,
yeah, let's find out.
Let's see.
I listened to some of their music.
Is it dope?
Yeah, it's definitely got its own vibe and thing going on.
They definitely have some followers. Oh no, personal messages.
Oh no, attack of the messages.
Yeah. Should we just listen to a little and see if we get DCMA'd? Okay. This is tight.
Late nights in a wild town, we go out, roaming around, holding your head in my hand. Friday nights felt like.
Yeah, well, there you go. That should get us a DCMA real good. Okay, sweet.
That's for educational purposes.
It's for educational purposes. Well, yeah. I just wanted to know. I mean, they obviously have a solid following, so this will be fun.
Yeah, and Cubby Bear is also like an awesome venue, and like, yeah, I don't know. It's great. So.
Is it like a popular venue in town there?
Yeah, it's huge. It's
nice.
like a big place. They have like a, they had like Chicago is like a city of dive bars. Like,
yeah.
So.
I played the Elbow Room and.
Hey, yeah.
I
love the Elbow Room.
That's not what I heard last time I said that to somebody. And then
I believe that a lot of people.
And then I played this one play. I can't remember where it was. I was so drunk. I ended up getting kicked out of my own. No, I ended up getting kicked out of my own gig because I was wasted and I was checking IDs and taking a cover at the door. There's no cover. And no one checks IDs. It's the Midwest. No one cares. So they came up and was like, "What the hell are you doing, buddy?" And I was just like, they're like, "All right, well, you're definitely done for the evening." But I woke up with like $40 in my pocket. So, yeah. What are you going to do?
Put a band together and shit. Let's
get this going.
Be a band with.
Yeah. Listen, this was when I was a younger man. I was a mess. I was a complete mess. So crime pays. It does pay sometimes. Yeah. Listen, coming from an ex-drug dealer, crime does pay pretty well, actually. So we got a question from the chat here, in which, by the way, anybody who's in chat currently, if you have a question for today's guest, please feel free to use our channel points. It is one fresh bar per question, which is a very affordable question. Also, I made these kind of affordable too. So if you hang out long enough in this one, oh God, see, there it is. Bonnie already busted it out. So it's 500 for the Would You Rathers, just only because, oh my God, we got two of them. All right.
Oh boy.
So let's get this first question out of the way here, and then we'll go on to our, and actually, I do want to come back and talk to you about your gig and how it's going there in Chicago.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm writing it down, Chicago gigs. Okay, so how did you get started with music? Oh, look at you. And that's from Cartagena.
Is that like in terms of like working or like in terms of like just like being a musician or like I don't know.
I'm not sure. This is so how did you get started with me? I'm just gonna go with how did you start, like what's your first instrument and how did you get into playing it and what was that? Let's start with
so I had like the cool art aunt, like the cool artsy aunt, and
that's always home.
Yeah, and so when I was like 8, she gave me a cassette tape. I found like in my grandfather's house, he was a collector of like all kinds of BS.
Wait, was he a hoarder or a collector?
Yeah, a little bit, like a hoarder. Like he had
so
junk like everywhere. So I would like my pastime, like whenever like my parents would drop me off there, is I'd just go like digging through his crap.
Which is fun as a kid. That's amazing. My parents were hoarders. I used to dig through their shit all the time.
Yeah, you find all kinds of weird shit that like you just. It's like what? Like, I think he had like a scuba suit on a mannequin in his basement. Like I have no idea why.
That's amazing.
I know. It never clicked in my head that was like weird until I got older, and then I like thought about it. And I was like, that's bizarre, But
that is a bit bizarre, but it's okay.
Yeah, but So I found a Walkman at his house, and my aunt gave me a cassette of Dark Side of the Moon. And so I listened to that, and I had no idea what I was listening to, and but it was awesome. I knew that, but it was freaking awesome. And I was kind of like, there went my future. Like all my parents' plans for me to be a doctor and a lawyer just went down the drain right then and there.
It's over. Thank you, Pink Floyd. Thank you.
Destined for poverty and destitution.
No, but yeah, exactly. Welcome to rock star life. It's where you die alone and broke. My grandma had a mannequin room. Well, your grandma was an artist. Bonnie, don't be too creepy. Her grandma was an artist / hoarder. So that just burst your brain wide open. You're just like, holy shit, this is the possibilities of music. And then, so what did you do? I mean, you went to your parents and was like, hey, I need a guitar or
so my first instrument really was saxophone, and the reason why I picked it was because of the saxophone on
Dark Side of the Moon. It's killer
and
solo,
so like it was for school. It was like the school band project, and then like I think it was like a year later or something when my parents realized that I was like, sticking to it, and like I wasn't, I actually practiced the sax, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't messing around with it, and I convinced my dad to buy me a bass, so he got me this shitty little bass. I still have my first bass amp, which is like a piece of crap.
But it worked. Yeah,
it works. It still works. But so then from there it just kind of I spiraled outward. I just kept doing stuff, and I was really big into like jazz and like metal at the time. Like when I was younger, I got really into jazz, and then so I was listening to a lot of like Stanley Clarke and Charles Mingus, stuff like that. And then as I got older, I started getting really into metal. And that was a whole rabbit hole that I went down. I got some
what kind of metal?
It kind of got really eclectic. I was listening. I think bands that like stick out in my memory are like Black Dahlia Murder then Gorgoroth and Gorgoroth.
I've never heard of them, but that's a funny name. This is Gorgoroth.
They're pretty intense. I was listening to like some pretty crazy stuff, and then
like I remember 6 feet below. Was it 6 feet under, 6 feet below? Or
6 feet under.
Yeah, 6 feet under. Where it was just that. I was like, this is a little too happy for me. I mean,
Cookie Monster vocals.
Yeah, exactly. But what I liked, like I was into Pantera and like Metallica and
reinventing the steel, man.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Fucking my favorite Pantera song is Cemetery Gates. It's just it's a beautiful ballad, and it has that line, man. It just has that line, that Dimebag line. Dude, do you remember where you were when Dimebag got shot in Columbus?
Yeah, I was 20 minutes away. I used to live in Columbus.
Oh no shit. I'm in Toledo. I live in Toledo now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Not
I
really.
got family in Toledo.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
It's all good. Yeah, my whole family pretty much lives in Ohio. So.
Oh, that's cool though. Ohio boy then. So you relocated from Ohio to the big city.
No, actually it's stranger than that. So I was born in Akron, grew up in Columbus, family in Cleveland. Then my family moved to, like when 2008 happened, my family ended up moving to Florida for my dad to get a new job. And then it's been kind of like a whirlwind after that. Utah, and then Idaho, southern Idaho, then northern Idaho.
Shit.
And then I kind of bummed around for a while. Like,
was this with your parents or just you left home?
Yeah, it was with my parents for then. And then when I was like when I moved out, I won't get super into that, but like I moved out, and then I was kind of bumming around the Northwest for a while, and I was busking for a living.
Oh.
I got a job at Lowe's, and I was like, fuck this, like this sucks. So
yeah, Lowe's sucks.
Yeah, so
you're busking. Did you do better as a busker?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of small towns in the Northwest too, and so they have like a downtown that's just like a little strip,
Right.
and so like at Friday nights I would just go and stand on that strip between all the bars, and
Yep.
could make $200-300 just standing on a street corner playing Stand By Me, like
For sure, though. For sure.
Yeah.
No, I've been there, man. Done that. I know you said you kind of don't want to get into it, and I won't press too hard, but were you like homeless during this time or something? Like you said you were bumming around. No, it's cool, man. Like, look, man,
it was by choice. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
like, I wasn't like completely like screwed or whatever, but it was by choice, but it was more or less homeless for a while.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, man.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I used to be a fucking degenerate. I was sticking needles in my arm and shit, dude. That was terrible. So, you don't have to worry, man. No
That's
judgment.
intense.
No judgment here, brother. No judgment here, brother. I seriously sound like a guy in recovery trying to like talk to another guy in recovery. Like, no judgment, brother. We're here before God. We're in God's hands now, brother. So then the music came in. Then where did the music come in then?
I mean, I was obsessed with writing songs, and I
Yeah.
was basically using my guitar to, finance my
Right.
morning drinking, like,
You gotta have morning drinks, man. It's hard. It's hard out there on the streets, son.
yeah, man. When you're 18 years old and, like living out of a car in the Northwest, waking up whenever I wanted to, wherever I wanted to.
Wow.
Just wake up and like crack a beer and like
Go
hang out
for
and-
it.
Yeah. And just like wait and just chill and like hang out with people all day and then busk at night. And,
What were you like? Because I knew a lot of kids who were like following like the Dead or like Fish and stuff, and
I never
they're
did
doing
that.
stuff like that. Yeah. Well, I was just curious. Like, did you ever get into any of that hippie shit with like the Rainbow Family or anything?
No, but I did know people that were. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all right, man. And it's just when kids end up on the streets, a lot of times, they gravitate towards family and that. And like the Rainbow Family is one of those things where you're gonna find a lot of drifter kids, a lot of homeless teens, a lot of just all walks of life, trustafarians and stuff. So it's just sometimes you end up, and the Pacific Northwest, by the way, is like a hot spot for fucking hippies in the woods, dancing naked. So I'm just curious. I was just curious. In any case, so,
Yeah. No, I mean, I knew a bunch of kids that were like into that, and like a lot of my friends were like way more into that, but I was never like I never got I guess absorbed into that whole scene.
Yeah.
I was such an emo kid. Like, I was such an emo shit.
What were you
But,
listening
like,
to? What were you listening to during this time?
Bright Eyes.
I can
Like,
tell,
listening to a
man. I
lot
was
of
gonna ask you,
Bright
like, the
Eyes.
first thing that my first question in here is like, do you like Connor Oberst? Because I'm listening to some of your songs, and I'm not saying you're biting off them, but I can definitely hear a big influence from that, and from your storytelling perspective, and your turn of phrase and stuff like that is like it's really good. I'm not
Thank you.
not shitting on your music at all. I heard the influence, and
No,
I
I
was
get
gonna
that a
ask
lot.
you.
So it's totally cool. Like
Right
I
on.
get that a lot. Yeah, I mean, more or less, Connor Oberst was who I was listening to, and that's kind of how I learned to
Me
write
too, man. During that
songs.
time, so you said, what is this, like 2010 or something? 2009, 2010?
Yeah, actually, yeah, roughly like 2010-ish. Yeah, I think
was into-
between 2010. Yeah, let's just say that.
Yeah, we're going with 2010.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
Yeah, but I mean, at that time, Connor Oberst was like the indie, the indie poster child. So like like he was always on like in Rolling Stone and stuff. Like I actually had a subscription to Rolling Stone when Rolling Stone. No, I did because I really loved it, and at the time, Rolling Stone was like breaking amazing cases and not just sort of adding to the garbage that's going on these days, but like at this time they had writers like Matt Taibbi, who did a great write-up on like the whole Wall Street, the whole 2008 crisis that you were mentioned.
I remember this actually. I think because that was a big deal article that happened.
Yeah,
right?
it was. I mean, like Rolling Stone was doing the was it McChrystal or Crystal? Like they did a cover story on a general, and the general shit talking Obama, and he ended up losing his job and shit. And so Rolling Stone actually used to put out really good, solid news, and now they're just like every other clickbait, mainstream media garbage, man. So, yeah. R.I.P. Rolling Stones.
Yeah, last time I was reading something in there, I was like, why am I even reading this? It just feels like a mouthpiece for like, you know what I mean?
It
like,
really is.
Yeah, like a record label to say whatever they want through their artist, who is, I guess, in a sense, another mouthpiece.
Right.
For,
and like the political nature that they've taken up too is just so I get it. It's like that's where the money is, it's like right now the money's in clickbaity type, articles where headlines, get you clicking and stuff. So I see why the whole media landscape has shifted into this like fear-based, let's push these things that get people to click on it because let's face it, before Donald Trump, these institutions were eating shit. So, and then Donald Trump came through and they saved the day. He saved the day by being a piece of shit. So, and
that's unfortunately pretty true.
Well, but everybody won. Well, all these news organizations won though, right? They won because they were the ones pushing this maniac the most. They were the ones giving him the most attention. Now, it's hard not to give the president of the United States attention, of course, but still, they were the ones who were perpetuating this huge firestorm. And not to say that he wasn't a fucking incendiary son of a bitch, but goddamn, it was just too much. And now you kind of see them floundering again, trying to find a new enemy, which can be like Facebook or
there's that whole thing going on with Facebook right now, actually, because they just had like a big breach and like a leak or whatever.
We need a new enemy. Yeah, Trump is gone, so who are we gonna hate? The unvaccinated? Let's hate them. The anti-maskers? Let's hate those son of a bitches. It's funny. It's funny how we have to shift, our hatred, our collective hatred. The thing that brings America together is hatred for an enemy, and that's a weird thing that bring people together. But anyways, we're kidding. Just hate everyone like me. Exactly. What's in a
good old Jesse.
I'm in that same camp. Just hate everybody. No, I don't hate anybody. It takes way too much energy to hate people. But so. When did you start like writing your own music? When were you starting to sort of like put your
ever
own
since
stuff?
the beginning?
So from the beginning,
I had always wanted to write my own music. Like I'd never not that I love playing other people's music too because like it's fun.
Absolutely.
It's
Geico. Oh my God.
Geico music.
McAfee, how the hell are you doing? All right, I'm sorry to interrupt, guys. We're going to get to Would You Rather after this, after we do our raid song. Okay, let me get my thing.
The Bears.
The Bears. Oh, my God, I'm messing up all my stuff here. Here we go. I couldn't find my hollow body, guys, so it's just the Spanish guitar. So my bad, everyone. I don't know where I placed my hollow body. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. Geico, mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you so much, my friend. Yes, 38% Spanish guitar. Everybody, go follow Geico Music. He is just a fun bunch of fun. He is a loop artist and amazing. My name is Mikey P. This is WSEG TV. This is mostly a podcast, but we do stream live music streams or we do live music and we play games, win prizes and shit. But it's mostly a music podcast. And so I'm going to play a song for you since you guys are raiding in. Mike Attack, how the hell are you, friend? I'm good, McAfee. I'm good. All right, guys. Thanks for the raid. This is for you. It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos. No need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. It's raining tacos. Out in the streets, tacos. All you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining taco. Yum, yum, yummity, yum. It's like a dream. yum, yum, yummity, yum, more sour cream. It's raining tacos. Ooh, tacos. Ooh, tacos. Ooh, it's raining tacos. What's up? What's up, Boyan? Good to see you, brother. It's raining tacos. Out in the streets, yes, tacos. All you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining taco. Whoa. There you go. Oh, Jesus. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for that raid. I hope you enjoy Lurk for Grocery Store. No worries, Robbie. Thank you so much for the lurk. Missy Hippie, McAfee, everybody, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate all the love. Please do stick around or give us a follow. We are almost to our... And this is our guest today, everybody. Jory Avner's on the show. But this is how you guys go. Yo, we're going pretty well. We were just talking about Jory's music beginnings. And yeah, so we're at 9:35, y'all. If any of the new raiders, if you guys aren't already following, please consider following. We're almost to 1,000 followers, and yeah, we're gonna do something special. We haven't figured that out yet, but we're gonna do something special. God damn it! Actually, you guys came in at a perfect time because right now we have a Would You Rather for the guest. Now I'm thinking about tacos. Well, that's because they're amazing. And I wish, you know, Rockstar Angel, I know California likes to boast about their Mexican food, but the moment you leave San Diego County, you're not eating Mexican food anymore. You're eating some bastardized thing that, I don't know what you guys call it. San Francisco sure as hell does not have the best Mexican restaurants. LA, no, they do have good Mexican restaurants, but not like the taco shops of San Diego. I'm sorry. It's just how I feel. IMO. So we are going to do, for your lady friend Bonnie, LA has some legit Mexican places, for sure. But what we are going to do, oh, well, look at that. We're in agreement. Is that a word, agreeance? I think that's a word. Who cares? We speak English good. Would you rather filthy edition with our friend Jory Avner music. So let's go through here and let's see this. Okay, I think this is great. So we have 2 in a row, everybody. We have 2 in a row. So here we go. Jory Avner, would you rather be a stunt pooper or have a pitch hitter for sex?
Wait, what's a pitch hitter? I'm not a sports ball guy, so.
We're going to Google pitch hitter, everyone, because I'm not either. I was just hoping that you would be like, oh, I don't know what that is. A baseball player who is sent in to bat for another. So, okay, that makes sense. So
I'd probably rather have a pitch hitter
than be a stunt pooper.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems weird to me. Like, I mean,
There
they
it
both seem
is.
pretty weird.
You heard it here first, everybody. Jory would rather have a pitch hitter for sex. All right. So that was for your lady friend, Bonnie. Thank you so much for using your channel points, your lady friend, Bonnie. I really do appreciate that. And we have another Would You Rather from At Least You Don't Have to Be a Stump Poopy. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. This is stupid. Okay, I guess this is okay. This is not so filthy, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Jory Avner music. Would you rather wake up with a tattoo of a politician on your arm or B, wake up with a lower back tattoo of a pop star?
Ooh.
Tramp stamp.
Which politician, though?
I
And
think
which
it's of
pop
your
star?
choice. I mean,
Of
maybe,
my choice?
maybe you could get like AOC, get her fine ass on your arm. That wouldn't be bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or get the Bernie with the mittens.
He's not so hot. Bernie's not so hot.
Dude, I like Bernie.
I like Bernie too. I just don't want to fuck him. That's all. It's just not my
No,
thing.
but I like his policies, so.
Yeah, I love Bernie.
I'd probably go with the.
I love Bernie.
Probably
yeah.
go with Bernie Sanders.
Oh,
So.
you know what? That's not. I used to have our sponsor modedstudios.com used to he had these Bernie patches, and we gave them all away for our games. But I was a big supporter of Bernie until he rolled over twice, and then I went to Andrew Yang, and then what was the young lady from Hawaii's name? She was a congresswoman. Anyways, there was way better choices. We don't have to go down this road.
No, you're all good.
I just there was way better choices than the half coherent old guy, and another old white man, Tulsi Gabbard. Thank you. There was way better choices than the old white guy, but this is America. Anyways, so we were kind of going. Oh, we got another question for the guest. By the way, I guess we should probably get that. Oh, okay. I think this might be a joke question from Missy Hippie, but so late to the show. Have you talked any football? The Bears, Jory, yay or nay?
We have not talked football, but I know that recently, I think the Bears are trying to fire their coach or something. It's been in the news.
Who'd he touch?
No, I think because he just sucks.
Oh, it's about time. It's for it's about time. It's for their actual the work they do rather than the things they said. It's I'd rather them get fired for sucking than. Well, no, if he's grabbing at the players' asses or something, I guess that's not cool.
Well, sure, that's definitely grounds for termination there. But
he's grabbing players' junk and stuff. Good job, good game, guys, good game, good game. Everybody line up, good game, good game. I don't know why that's so funny. Just seeing a coach taking a D. It's all right, line up, boys. It's cupping time.
That is problematic on so many levels.
Good game. Good game. Good game, son. Good game. All right. That's stupid. Anyways, I wanted to actually come back to the... we didn't talk about football because I don't know anything about football, but do you like football? I mean, are you a football fan? Or?
I am not a sports ball guy.
Okay, that's what you just said.
Yeah, no, I never got into it, man. I don't know. I just never also maybe it's I feel like when I was younger and I was playing sports, because I didn't follow sports, whenever I was playing with my friends, I would as you get old, when you're younger and you play sports games with your friends, in the playground or whatever, the rules are pretty lax, right? But then as you get older, the rules start, the real rules start happening, and I never knew what they were. So then I would always be the idiot, fucking up, and and then my entire team would be mad at me because I didn't know certain things about the game. So,
I don't know. No one taught me.
Yeah, So I think that left a bad taste in my mouth about sports. So I never got into it.
So were your parents not into sports? Or your dad wasn't into sports?
No, they were too busy.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna ask what your parents did for a living.
So just so I don't I don't know, dox myself or something.
No, it's totally cool, man. Whatever you want to say.
So they both worked at pretty demanding jobs.
Okay.
Let's say that.
Fair enough.
Pretty time demanding jobs. And so they were never and my mom still likes sports now. They're both retired. But so, now they sit around and my mom just watches basketball to have something to do while she knits. But
that's cool.
Yeah, but at growing up, it was never a thing. So,
Bonnie, you can run with the basketball all you want, boo. You can run all you want with that basketball. I grant you the permission and the glory of running with that basketball. So I'm curious on how Chicago is going. It seems like gigs are coming back for most, and I know you're not like on the grind for them
Yeah.
like you were, but like I'm sure you've made friends and musician friends. And,
Totally.
so what's the word on the street out there? Are most people back to work?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people that are like back at it and like doing stuff, and like I have been too. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not as frequent. I mean, Ian Leith, who was in here earlier in the chat. I mean, he's booking up pretty well. Like and he's also a great musician too. So, and it's weird. Chicago's music scene is also like kind of strange because it's like Chicago's kind of a very cliquey city, if that makes sense. Like,
Oh yes, I'm
I
very
feel
familiar
like-
with cliquey cities. San Diego, it
Yeah.
turns out, is pretty cliquey.
who knew California would be,
Yeah, one big
cliquey.
fucking click. No, I was in San Diego for 13 years, and then we moved back here, and in Toledo, like it's not so clicky because it's kind of small. You know, it's a smaller scene, and people, but yet people can work and like make a living here doing it. I don't know how they're doing now. Most of my friends are back to work full time as musicians, but
Yeah.
there was some people taking painting houses there for a while, or mechanics.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
definitely for a while were taking up other professions during this last couple of years. But here is not so clicky. But I can imagine a city like Chicago that has an appeal and that has a draw for music, has a draw for the arts. These bigger metropolitan cities, people flock to get noticed and try their hand at whatever craft they're trying to do. And Chicago happens to be one of those awesome cities where it's like it's a great place to go and like really get your feet wet, really cut your
Yes.
teeth, and really get a good solid round education on how to get by. And then a lot of people go from Chicago to like New York or LA or something like that. But
It's true. A lot of my friends have been moving to Nashville recently.
yeah, Nashville, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, and so like when I say clicky, like I'm not saying it's like a bad thing. It's just
No.
that that's just kind of the nature of it. And so there's different ecosystems for musicians here, and like in terms of like the working musicians, it seems like a lot of them are getting back to work, but everyone I feel like is starting to play at new places that like that we didn't really play at before the pandemic, because a lot of them either closed down or they don't do music anymore, or like like I was talking to one talent buyer and that I used to book with a lot, and I hit him up recently seeing if if he had any work, and he was just like, what, like we're still underwater from COVID, so like we're just not hiring any musicians right now. And they used to be like a really big place for music to happen. It sucks, but
It does.
it's the way the thing goes. I'm personally though, like Twitch has been my job since COVID started, and I'm really, really grateful for it, like, and everything that it's done for me, and it's changed my entire like career and trajectory and what I even want to do, for the future. Like, I don't know, like Twitch feels like the place that I wish, like, being an actual working musician, like in 3D space was, like, or should be, where like there's not a lot of like, like I don't see a lot of like competition or like professional jealousy or like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, they like, there's that joke that it's like, if you see like the best compliment you can get as a musician is seeing another musician scowling at you like while you're on stage. So like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they
so,
say
yeah.
that's like the best compliment you can get, but like I don't see that on Twitch, and I don't feel that here in like the community, and it's just awesome. Everyone's supportive of each other, and like, I mean, like when I got on this platform, like I had people that I'd never met before, and they were like, let me help you with this, because like we need to set up your audio, we need to set up your video, like let's talk about your lighting situation, like let's talk about XYZ, and like just so many things, like I owe a lot to Claire Pix. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Claire Pix. She's a really awesome musician and streamer. Like, she pretty much like gave me the crash course education on everything when I got on Twitch. And like, it's incredible to me that she would do that because she's a pretty big streamer and and she just took the time to help me out because I had no idea what I was doing. And I feel like that's really cool. And, it's not that, I'm not trying to say that people in, 3D space are like mean or whatever, but it's like, you don't usually have a lot of time to invest in, helping other people or even promoting other people's shows or things like that. You know what I mean? Because if you promote somebody else's show, then you're taking away from people that could potentially come to your show. And if you're doing this full time, then you have multiple shows a month usually. So
yeah,
I don't know. It feels like the incentives here are all properly aligned, if that makes sense. Sorry for rambling about that.
No, this is a podcast, man. We're supposed to be rambling. I totally agree with you in that that cutthroat nature, but that music scenes can sometimes be. I remember in 2008, I was couple years into living out in San Diego, and I remember when 2008 happened and all the gigs instantly, there was no work. Vanished. And then it took a long it took about 10 years, but it actually did take 10 years for it to actually come back. And when it did come back, it was so fucking strong. There was still a clickiness is what I noticed, but everyone could eat. And I think what happens when people are facing scarcity, that's when that whole I'm not going to promote this motherfucker's show. I'm not going to do anything for anybody. I'm not going to get anybody's show because I need those shows because there's only so many, So
and it's not out of maliciousness.
No,
it's really out of
survival.
Self-preservation.
Yeah. It's just survival. This is not an easy game to play. And when something like a pandemic strikes, Jory was there too, and any musician who plays music all the time was there when they saw their entire year of shows just get completely wiped clean in a matter of a day or two. So it's fucking crazy, it's oh shit, how are we gonna eat now? So it's it's literally out of need and a necessity to survive and feed yourself or your family. But yeah, but what happened was in San Diego, as the gigs were coming back, as more places started to open, as the economy was sort of starting to rev up again, everybody was eating, everybody had gigs, everybody was supporting each other, everybody was going to each other's shows, genres were mixing. San Diego is a big reggae scene, and the white boy reggae, but although in San Diego is a lot of Mexican reggae, so it's weird. It's like Mexican Rastas. Anyways,
I'm trying to picture it, but yeah, go ahead.
They're check out Tribal Seeds or
Tribal Seeds.
Tribal Seeds is a good start if you want. It's not like they don't sing in Spanish or anything. It's just they're Mexicans and they sing reggae, but people lump them in with white boy reggae on the heels of Bradley. What the fuck is his last name? Sublime.
Oh, Sublime. Yeah,
so Sublime was from the LBC, and they sort of started that whole genre. They're accredited for that, and so it's immediately Slightly Stupid and even No Doubt at one time, but they were more ska. But anyways, it's called white boy reggae. Let's just fucking call it that, all right? There happens to be Mexicans that fall into that genre. Anyways, that was a big explanation for nonsense. But anyways, towards the end, before I left San Diego, the music scene was popping. Genres were mixing. People were playing for each other's bands. It was a really, really cool scene when I left. And then, of course, now it's something else. I don't even know what it is now. And people are just sort of figuring it out over there still. But it was really cool, and that's just something I noticed. Now, was that something when you were playing, when your schedule was full and you were doing this full time? Was that what you noticed in Chicago, or was Chicago still?
There was a lot of mixing and matching of genres.
Well, not just of genres. I'm saying people because how the punks wouldn't go to a reggae show or something, and then I don't know if you had this, or rap or hip hop wouldn't go to see a metal show or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was like
I mean,
it was clicky,
ahead.
and then things started sort of to meld together. People
Yeah.
started to sort of work together in the music scene itself. So I was just curious on how it was sort of in Chicago before everything went, tits up.
Chicago has like a huge DIY music community, and like there are a lot of really interesting things that are happening, like a lot of really cool things that happen in that community as well. But like that, yeah, like I guess when I say clicky, I'm actually not even talking about like genres or whatever. Like,
No.
I mean like it's more so like just I guess the ecosystems and like things like so like the DIY community is like I actually don't perform a lot in like the DIY community, which is like a lot of house shows and like basements and people have like donation bins that you can put money in and get some beer and like because you're donating to the
Right.
because they can't sell it so
Right. Yeah.
But they there's a lot of that in Chicago, and a lot of the music, like at least genre wise, a lot of it blends and mixes and melds, and like there's very much so like a Chicago sound, if that makes sense.
Oh,
And it
definitely. I
kind
mean,
of
there's a Chicago blues,
transforms.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
it totally makes
it's
sense.
yeah, it's like a hard thing to even like nail down what it is, but it's like when you hear it, you know it. Like, and there's a lot of like prog influence in the Chicago scene. So there's a lot of like, bands that are like doing kind of like pop punk stuff, but it has like proggy mixolydian type noodling in it and
Right.
stuff like that. And like there's a lot of cool stuff. Like there's actually one of my favorite bands in the Chicago area is this band called Monobody. And my buddy Colin Clausen's amazing musician. Everyone in that band is like just insanely good. But like it's hard to even say what their genre is because like it's nuts. Like it's nuts music, and it's gorgeous, and it's like I don't know, kind of heavy, but then melodic and also very soft sometimes. Like, and it's all over the place, and there's tons of things going on in it, and like I don't even know how to describe what that genre is because and I think that happens a lot in the Chicago like kind of music communities that everyone is kind of, I don't know, melting together in like weird ways. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Like you'll hear like pop artists that are doing like weird, like synth prog as well. Like I don't know how to
tight.
explain what it is. Yeah, it's cool.
Nah.
Like I mean, I could throw out names of people if you want to like hear some cool shit, but
Sure. I mean, I always like cool shit. Give us a couple names.
like Monobody is one of my favorite bands. There's Mom Jeans. And,
Mom Jeans.
I know they're awesome. They rip, dude. They're sick. And then Emily Blue is another awesome artist. They're all really good, and they're all very unique, I would say.
Wait, is Mom Jeans like jeans, like a jean, like
Jeans, like the jeans from like a thrift store. Like,
Here's they're Mother of Chaos. I don't know if this is. No, that's Jeannie Dominguez. No wonder that's not right. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, hold on.
So good. Yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of cool music though that and I don't know. I love hyping up their music because it's like I listen to it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, totally, man. Like
yeah.
I'm feeling you that you gotta like give it up to the bands that you love. So I think is this them? Is this?
Yep, that's them.
Let's get DCMA'd again, everybody.
Oh yeah, probably. They're a bigger band too, so maybe.
Oh, okay, maybe not, guys.
Yeah.
So there they are. Oh man,
Highly recommend.
Sweet. Okay, here we go. Look at this. Lots of stuff going on. They got sold out shows. Watch out. Watch out.
Yeah.
Look at this. They're sold out everywhere except for Massachusetts and New York. That's awesome. And they're selling out theaters and stuff. So they're doing really well.
Yeah, they're doing really well.
That's awesome.
But I would definitely say this is a band that has like the Chicago sound.
Right.
It's like Yeah.
Well, I was just looking at this list of Chicago bands, and I was kind of sort of trying to distill like what it is. I mean, you got bands like Earth, Wind and Fire, Alkaline Trio, Wilco, Smashing Pumpkin, Styx.
Oh, Wilco's.
I love
Yeah.
Wilco. I love Wilco.
I love Wilco as well.
But like, what is it in these bands that are, that have that side? Rise Against, the Buckinghams, Oh Me, Okay Go. I mean, I'm just trying to Grape Tooth, Disturbed. Disturbed. Love that. Beach Buddy, don't know Beach Buddy. So like, what is? I'm just trying to. I suppose I'm just trying to figure out what it is. What are these bands that have sort of in common? In their sound that could be described as a Chicago sound, and I just don't know. I'm not. That smart.
I'm not sure. Like with those bands specifically, like it's hard to say because like, a lot of those bands are like also like really produced, like heavily produced.
Right.
I think a lot of the bands in Chicago, like it's like a lot of them like still record themselves, like in their houses and stuff like that. I think that's a part of it that also gets like kind of wound up in like how the music sounds, and because recordings, they matter, like and I mean, it's not uncommon to like if you're at a party with like a bunch of musicians here, it's not uncommon to hear an argument going on behind like different kinds of tape and what's better.
No, man. No,
Yeah, like-
oh shit. Okay, there.
The legitimacy of releasing cassettes still, like people still talk about that here. So
Listen,
like-
I can't deal with the cassette releases. It's nothing against cassette releases. But my cutoff point is vinyl, okay? My cutoff is vinyl. Like, y'all went too far with the cassettes. Like, it's just... But I am a huge fan of recording the tape. Reina's not first album, but like her album 1018 is all recorded on the tape, all analog. Like all old instruments, all original instruments and stuff like that. So I have a huge appreciation for analog sound and
that old school tape saturation that you can only get from
tape
the real
saturation.
deal.
Yeah, it's I love that shit, man. It's really cool, and I love the reemergence of it. Although I've kind of found that I feel like people rely on it. I'll hear some bands, they'll do it as like a stylistically, but the band sucks. It's like, which I hate to talk shit about musicians, but like, it's almost like a it's just sort of a I don't know,
An aesthetic
that they can sort of brag about, but it's like, well, you didn't really do shit with it, but like do whatever that was, and it's like. But immediately as soon as I hear that sort of that hiss and stuff, they already get points with me, and it's like shit. It's like, if you went out of the way and paid for that kind of recording technique and paid for that and like did it, I mean, it's hard, man. It's hard to make a record. I mean, it's easier now.
Yes,
it's easier these days because of technology and stuff, but I still think it's hard to make a record. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, you're on the verge of you're right now starting to demo for a new album, right? And so
yes.
How is recording albums for you? Like, is that a challenge or is it something you enjoy? How does it roll off you, the album process?
I love recording. Like it's one of those things that like it was like when I first started recording, it was like a thing that it almost felt like discovering like an instrument for the first time all over again.
Hell
you know what I mean? Like the first time I like started playing guitar and I was like, oh, this is like, this is awesome. You know what I mean? And then like recording became that too. And I would sit around for like I'd literally stay up for like 16 hours just like trying to figure out what I was doing. And it was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it was like addicting. It's and so I love that about it. So like recording itself is not necessarily a challenge for me. But I will say it does have its challenges when it comes to like putting out a full album, because I feel like when you're also like mixing and like mastering your own stuff, you have to be really, really close to like your material. I think it's probably better to not get that close personally, like as an artist to your own stuff, because like you can burn yourself out on it. And like I actually just did that recently where like I spent all this freaking time on this track, and then like it was just demoing out an arrangement, trying to see like scrapping or like scratching out some ideas and like seeing what's going to work. And actually Colin Clausen from Monobody, he played some keys on it for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so like and his part sounds awesome, but like it just in the process of like mixing it and getting everything going and like kind of thinking about the arrangement and all that stuff, like I ended up dumping like 2 weeks of like just dedicated effort into one song.
Wow.
Like, and then I like couldn't listen to it anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, I know what you mean.
So I had to give my ears a break, like.
So you mix and master your own stuff?
I have for everything that I've put out. And so it's kind of funny because if you listen to like my releases, you can hear the process getting like a little better and better
every time you put a new release up. Dude. Yeah. The internet is littered with releases like that for me. So I'm with you, man. It's a learning process. It's a learning totally process, man. You can't. It's one of those things you can't just skip to the head of the line on. It's like you really got to develop your ear. You really got to develop just the sensibility of music itself. Like just structure and just there's a lot that goes into it. It's been a lifelong thing. But I absolutely agree with you. Where like as soon as like a DAW, a digital audio. What is it?
Digital audio workshop.
Thank you. A workstation.
Yeah, workstation.
A DAW is essentially like learning a whole new instrument. It's you have to learn these commands, these like control this, control that, and enter here or There's all these crazy commands. There's all these like I didn't know what a transport was. Like what the hell is a transport? It's like I don't know what a transport is. Like transportation. Like learning the vocabulary, learning all of the steps that goes into mixing. What is like taking out shitty frequencies. How do you scoop out frequencies? How do you do fucking sidechain compression? And how do you use compression? How do you use limiters? How do you use it? Like. There's just a myriad, a plethora of fucking of roadblocks to get into that. Whereas like I feel
some,
oh please go ahead. No.
For some people, I mean like for some people it's even like getting your hardware to work.
Dude, fuck man, like just hooking your interface to your computer. And you have a crazy amount of a plethora.
A plethora.
Plethora.
What is like some kind of like insect body part or something? Like
it's the sexy part of an insect. The latency, trying to figure out latency and stuff like that. It's maddening. It's maddening, and so is like trying to figure out finger positioning on the fretboard. So. It's all plethorics. Thank you. I'll take it. Whose merch are you wearing? Matt Suarez music.
Yes.
I will. Sorry, I answered your question.
He's an awesome musician and a cool dude. I got to hang out with him like for an entire weekend. We were festival buddies. So
he is definitely a cool cat. I enjoyed my time. We went to Dave Matthews together at the Gorge and.
I was supposed to go to that with you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I had a ticket for that, but then I didn't end up going because I got a bunch of bookings here. So I was like, shit, I gotta stay and make money.
Well, they ended up getting fucking COVID, so it was more like the Dave Matthews cover band. So you didn't miss much. But I had a great fucking time. The campground was really where I had the best time because we got to play for like. And like these motherfuckers, they do it huge. They have like huge camp, like everybody's like connected to each other. There's lighting and there's stereos and shit. Everybody has these crazy battery blocks and shit. Dude, they go hard. They go so fucking hard.
Oh, I believe it, man. Just seeing the people at Willitown was like,
dude.
like Yeah,
Let's talk about
I don't
Willie.
go to a lot of concert festivals, so but yeah. Oh,
How
talk
was
about Willie Town?
Yeah, let's talk about Willie Town. How was that for you, man? Like, I know it must have been a trip. Have you ever? First of all, have you ever been to a festival in like that ever before?
Yeah. So I'd been to a few, but it's been a while, man. Like
Like,
I've been
what
to
was
a lot of
what was like a fest? Like, what's a bigger festival that you've been to that might be something like Willie
been
Town?
to a bigger festival. I've been to Warp Tour a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Mayhem, Sasquatch,
Hmm.
at the Gorge. Actually, I went to Warp Tour at the Gorge, or not Warped.
Sasquatch
Yeah,
at the
Warped.
Gorge.
Yeah, Sasquatch and Warp Tour at the Gorge.
How
what
beautiful
else?
is the Gorge, by the way?
God, dude,
It's
it's
incredible.
phenomenal. I
fuck-
still like.
Go
I
ahead.
still have pictures because like every time I used to drive back and forth between like Coeur d'Alene, where I used to live,
Mm-hmm.
and Seattle, like go right over the pass and then you go right past the gorge, so I'd always stop there and just
It's just
hang out
amazing,
for a
dude.
bit.
I fucking love it there, man. It's
It's
just
so
such a,
gorgeous.
especially I like the last 2 times I was there. I was like the whole weekend I was just frying my ass off on whatever, and and it's just like staring over that horizon with the. I'm just gonna go ahead and just do this, guys. Just because I think we should all be enjoying.
Man, it is
The
it is
gorge.
amazing.
Look at this. Look at this background. It's crazy. That doesn't even look as good as. And now that's. Oh, go ahead, buddy.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. No, I'm not.
No, I got my arm dislocated at like pretty much that spot. So
Over.
yeah, during Suicide Silence, I was watching Suicide Silence. They did a wall of death, and so we did the wall of death, and this guy fell over. This is actually might be a little graphic, but
Oh,
the
that's
guy
okay.
fell down, and I reached down to pick him up, and then someone got shoved. And,
Oops.
it was not fun. Yeah.
Was it like at the beginning of the weekend? So were you like fucked the whole weekend?
Yeah, it was like the first day.
So you just
I'm
walk
like-
around with your arm all fucked up, like
Yeah, they took me to the hospital. They gave me an x-ray to make sure it wasn't broken, and they like basically reset it to like properly because it like popped out and then popped back in. Sorry, this might be a little graphic, but like
I don't.
and then yeah, and then like fortunately because it was like medical like related that they let me back into the campground afterwards. So and I was just walking around Warp Tour in a sling, you know.
Yeah. I love this bed with your one arm going.
I got a lot of free shots of Everclear from people like that's metal as fuck, you know. Like
Some fucking metal. Take some Everclear. Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
God.
I know.
I know. If anybody doesn't know what Everclear is basically a step below gasoline. But it is it's like a high proof. What would you say? Is it a rum? What is it? Like I don't even know what it is.
I think it's like a moonshine type thing. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but it's insane. Apparent like this is the rumor I've heard about it. I don't know if it's true, but the rumor is that it's like the highest concentration of alcohol that you can get or like percentage without it evaporating. That's what I've heard.
A spirit.
So,
It is a
Yeah.
spirit. Thank you. Everclear is a grain distilled spirit at 151 and 190 proof, 75.5% and 95% respectively. Everclear is the most potent liquor on the market. To put it in perspective, many other liquors such as vodka and rum are less than half the potency of Everclear 190, falling around 80 proof. I used to make, me and my friend used to distill vodka from like pop off vodka. We would distill
Yeah.
because we were nerds like that. We would distill it, distill off the impurities, take the pure ethanol. I think it's ethanol. Is that ethanol? I don't know, maybe not. Take the pure grain alcohol, and then we would make our own absinthe.
oh wow.
Because what else are you gonna do in the Midwest? What the fuck else do we do
yeah.
here? There's nothing to do here but make your own absinthe. So good times.
That makes I used to work on this ranch in southern Idaho, and we were so far away from anything resembling civilization. So like we used to just get bored and do stuff like that too. Like I'm not really good with like chemistry or anything, but like I would hang around with the kids that were making it. So
Yeah, man, you always want to befriend the chemist. They're the one, hey, test this acid for me. Sure, let's go. This is my friend. He makes acid. Yeah, no, don't do drugs, kids. It's not fun. It's not good for you. Drugs are bad. Shouldn't do drugs. At least not the hard stuff. Stick to the mind expanding stuff. If you're gonna do drugs, do the good ones. There you go. PSA, kids.
Timothy Leary himself.
You know what? Fuck Timothy Leary. He really fucked it up for hallucinogens.
Did he?
Yeah, Ken Kesey and Timothy Leary, they went around on this little parade of just dosing people and doing all these big parties. And it really, what ended up happening is that it made it illegal. And it just it perpetuated the hippie movement and drop out and what was it? Tune in, drop out.
Turn on, tune in, and drop out.
Yeah. And really, it just sort of, because we're just now in the last 10 years starting the research of what psychedelics can do. And, imagine if we wouldn't have had, that big hippie parade. And I mean, it had to happen.
Stigmatized.
There was, and then on the other side, in the 1960s, the late 60s and stuff, there was so much like civil rights stuff. There was so much for women. And so I feel like it had to happen on some level. There was a sea change happening. But what sucked about it is that it set back the research on these really valuable drugs, which we're just now finding out help soldiers coming back with PTSD. It's like almost curing these people. It's for any kind of like victims of trauma. It's really, really showing to be effective in like mentally. Hey, Lori. Oh, mighty. Thank you so much for, yeah, don't do drugs. Shrooms are great. Thank you so much, mighty, for that gifted sub to Lori. But yeah, it really did sort of set back the research in even marijuana. But marijuana was a totally different thing. Marijuana was something that was made illegal way before LSD or magic mushrooms. But these drugs are so powerful, and we're just now sort of able to legally do the research, and it just sucks because there's so much to these drugs that that could have been, instead of people going on these crazy SSRIs that have different reactions to different people, like sometimes people are on pills. It's funny how many mass shooters are on SSRIs at the time of the shootings and stuff. And I'm not shitting on SSRIs because I started recently taking Celexa and it's been very helpful for me. But for some people, it's not. And so wouldn't it be nice if there was sort of this natural way to help people where they don't have to like alter the chemistry in their brain by taking these crazy SSRIs, which, by the way, you are altering the chemistry in your brain when you take LSD or magic mushrooms or even marijuana. Just saying. But like to not have to scramble your brains, because with this Celexa, I'm having these side effects where I'm having hard cognitive functionality. I'm just having such a terrible time with memory recall and just saying words and stringing sentences together. It's been very difficult since I've started this drug, but I don't know, man. I'm sorry I just went off on this rant about, about LSD.
You're good.
I don't know. When's the last time you did LSD?
I don't know. Am I supposed to like talk about that? I don't know.
If you don't want to, you don't have to. We can move on.
It's been a while.
Well, I don't know. Are you like, do you not swear on your stream?
No, I do. I swear. I just like, I don't know. There's certain things that I just haven't really like said openly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'll talk about them in like Discord and stuff, but I've just never really said certain things on stream. But,
Yeah, no, I understand. You got a public thing to to care about. I get it. Just don't listen to the voice telling you to kill We Speak English. Nah, I don't have that. I don't have that
I
problem.
don't have that either.
That's not a problem I have.
I hate violence, so.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't like violence at all. I think it's terrible. And, just speaking of violence, Well, no, because I was curious on what you guys thought. Why? I'm curious on what chat thinks. Why do you guys think that R. Kelly has gotten over 500% rise in listening? And I'm just curious because I don't know. It's really interesting, that he's convicted. Like it's final. The verdict is in. Like like this is what as a country's judicial system has decided collectively that this man has been a horrible human being and deserves whatever kind of punishment. But what would compel people to, after that confirmation, be like, you know what I need to do? I need to step in the name of love. Step in the name of love. It's like, oh yeah, baby, he's touching little kids. Like, who's celebrating that? So I'm curious, why do you think that his listens went up?
Personally, I think probably, yeah, like I guess what Joyce is saying, curiosity. People are trying to go back and like listen. Also, like,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
a good.
I don't-
That's a
maybe
good
I'm
one.
just out of touch because I never really listened to like any of that like R. Kelly shit. But like,
Do not call it shit, sir. That is blasphemy. That is blasphemy, sir.
all right. But
He's
I never
shit.
really
He
listened-
as a person is shit.
Yeah.
The music he made was genius. God damn it, makes me mad that I probably won't listen to it anymore.
It's the
Anyways,
same with like fucking Woody Allen and stuff. Like I don't go and listen to his. I don't watch his movies or anything.
it's
like that.
it's weird. It's weird with Woody Allen because he was like he married he like groomed his
Yeah.
adopted daughter. Like that's weird. I totally get it. Annie, what's the name of the movie? Annie, what is it?
I don't know. I don't watch his stuff.
Well, whatever. It's just I still enjoy Woody Allen's movie. It's just there is this sort of Annie Hall. Thank you, Bonnie. I'm still into Woody Allen's movies, but as he's gotten older, his movies kind of fallen off. But there is this tinge. There is this weird thing where you're watching these movies and you see him like making these jokes about young girls. Because his movies do he does make jokes about it, and it makes you be like, oh, so I get it. I get why people have a hard time with this. I really do understand why people fucking, can't get behind someone who's done this shit. But like, for instance, I mean, do you like the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
No,
You really don't like the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
I don't really. One Anthony Kiedis, like I didn't even know what you were talking about, but like because you were talking about it earlier, but like Anthony Kiedis's voice just bugs me, and I don't really care for John Frusciante either. So
Oh, fair enough. Do you like Elvis?
yeah,
No. Let's just go through a whole line of pedophiles. Let me tell you guys something because
me.
well, let me tell you no, because this is part of music, man. This is part of our life.
True.
This
That
is part of our
there's a lot
livelihood.
of fucked up shit that
This
like,
is what
has gone
happens.
down.
Let me tell you guys something. If you guys want to cancel R. Kelly, then you better cancel a big portion of the people that you care about. The Beatles. Goodbye, Beatles. Goodbye. Let me pull up.
John Lennon was like an abuser, right? Like,
Abuser. They all were fucking little girls. Like it's like Led Zeppelin. Goodbye. Like
Jimmy Page.
goodbye. Like I'm just saying, like we are literally, if we are going to hold people accountable for everything they've done in their lives, which I'm not saying we shouldn't, but if we're going to say that we're taking down their art and they no longer existed and we're going to wipe them off from history, then we got a lot of history to clean up. And a lot of those bands are going to fucking hurt a lot of people when they're gone, if we get to that point. So far, I'm not too bummed out. Fuck the Beatles. But the music industry is rife with fucking underage sex. Like it's not a fucking secret. And so, all of a sudden people are starting to get, all up in arms, which again, I'm not against that at all because people should be held accountable for their fucking actions. Fuck pedophiles. But are we going to erase every person from history? Is that what we're going to do? Is that okay? I mean, I'm
that's a
asking
tricky question,
I'm asking
like-
because I'm curious. Is that what we're going to do? Is that okay with you guys? I don't know. I mean,
it's a hard one to square, you know, because like I mean, you're right. There is a lot of really problematic history. Behind
Jimi
a
Hendrix,
lot
bye.
of, like, I don't know what Jimi Hendrix was. I don't know
All
what that's about, but-
underage girls, man. It's all about underage girls.
Oh, is that true? Well.
But you gotta think about all these rock stars, Disturbed. I'm not saying that they did, but you gotta think when you're backstage at these concerts, you think they're checking IDs, especially back in the 60s and 70s? You think that's what they were doing? No.
Well, I won't shed any tears over the loss of Disturbed. So,
well, no, I'm not saying Disturbed did that. Okay, I just said a name because it was funny that they're from Chicago. As long as The Rock doesn't come out as a monster, the world can keep turning. Also, a lot of old songs were about sweet 16-year-olds. Yes, yes.
Didn't Paul McCartney write that one song?
Yeah.
She was only 17, if you know what I mean, or whatever. And then John Lennon was like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like
John Lennon was like, "You're not supposed to say the quiet part out loud, Paul."
Is "Come On Eileen"? Is that I don't know the words for "Come On Eileen," but is that a problematic song?
Probably. Let's just say it is.
Okay. Let's just say it. Just throw it in there. Why not?
That's it. That's it. Oh yeah. Let's see. Russell Simmons. That's a good one. I mean, all of Def Jam. Bye. Should we just say bye, Def Jam? Goodbye, Def Jam. Russell Simmons did horrible things to 15 women. Bye, Jay-Z. Bye, Rihanna. Bye, everybody who is associated with that. I mean, it's getting to the point where it's like, you know what? We're American, and America has systemic racism. So if you choose to stay in America, you're racist. So let's cancel America. I mean, it's literally getting to that point where it's like you're associated with America, and like literally, because if you interact with any form, you know, which we do all the time with people overseas, is that, you know, being American's not that popular right now. So I don't know. Are we going to get to that point where it's just like, let's just cancel America and everyone that's in it because they are in there, and you have the choice to leave? You know, like you could just go to Canada. By staying in America, you are perpetuating systematic racism and all the things that go along with it. So
Justin Trudeau isn't really like, you know, he's kind of a problematic.
That's right, Jory. You've been canceled.
Oh, shit.
Let's see.
Damn.
I'm just going through a list of people who need to be canceled here. I don't know who any. Oh, Geffen, the guy from Geffen Records. I don't know. I mean, like, where does it end, Jory? Where does it end? Is what I'm asking. Where should it end?
I don't know. I mean, and also like, so this is actually something I think about, because it's like I have a hard time parsing this whole, like, navigating this whole kind of line of questioning. Yeah, and it's like,
me too.
I don't know. Like, actually, do you know who John Ronson is?
Yeah, I do. He wrote. He's a writer and a journalist, right?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
He wrote a book called "So You've Been Publicly Shamed."
Yes.
And he talks about, like, what was her name? The girl who
flying to Africa, and she tweeted something, and then by the time she got there, her life was over.
Yeah, and like, you know, he kind of talks about that, and then he went and interviewed her, like, and like man, her life was like ruined, you know what I mean? Like she was like dealing with anxiety, and like she couldn't leave the house, and like
Justine
Sacco,
yeah,
that's her. And like, so like she said that, like, she still to this day, I don't know, I read this book a while ago, but like, you know, maybe she's better, but like,
yeah,
she at the time when I was reading it, she said that, you know, she still has a hard time like socializing with anybody, because like she just has this terrible anxiety, you know, like she can't drive a car anymore because, like, you know, her panic attacks. So
yeah, no, it's a crazy thing. I mean, I haven't had it on that level, but I've had people fucking like gang up on me on a couple of different ways, and like either on Twitter or here or whatever. I mean, you hear the way I talk, you hear what we're talking about. It's not always something that people who are on Twitch are like really excited to hear about, you know what I mean? But like this is like our reality. And as people who live online, as people, especially people who make money online, performing online, the idea that something that you posted on your Facebook like 10 years ago when you're a stupid kid drunk one night and that can ruin you overnight.
Yeah.
I think that's a little crazy to me.
It's nightmare fuel. It's like
nightmare
it's
fuel. I mean,
nightmare
like,
fuel.
because Jory, you're alluding to maybe you've had a little bit of a wild past. Maybe you still have a wild present. But I like, how many times have you written something stupid on Facebook or Twitter or whatever?
Sure. Also, like back then, like social media was this new thing,
right?
And like there kind of wasn't like
there was no fucking Facebook
terms
police
of engagement and like I don't know, like it's.
I mean, should you be held accountable for some stupid thing you said when you were 22 drunk?
I don't know. I mean,
people are getting canceled for that.
I guess it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum of like what you're saying.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
Like,
I agree.
So like, if you're, well, I'm not even going to say that. I don't even want that to come out of my mouth. But like, like
say it,
like,
say it, Jory.
Canceled again. But if you're like, if you're out there like, like really preaching about some pretty
evil shit,
evil shit. Let's call it evil shit. Then like, I don't know. I think that's probably
and then you gotta say define evil shit or define what racist is or define it, and that's always moving as well. So it's hard.
But it's like if you hold people accountable for like things that they said in like 2010 or earlier, like on social media, it's like also like retroactively applying kind of like the filters that we use in our own language now today, like, and back then it's like people were saying all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
It wasn't even like on our radar that was like no. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no.
And like, I've definitely weeded some words out of my vocabulary, like just because like, and that's fine. I'm not even saying that that's a bad thing, but it's like, I don't know, I think like James Gunn, right? Like, didn't that happen to James Gunn? Is that people went back like 15 years or something? I don't know. Is
that what happened?
Yeah. And well, that's why he got like, he's not doing Guardians of the Galaxy anymore or something like that. And, and so like he said some things, I don't know what he said. So I don't want to accidentally defend someone that, said something actually really problematic, but like he said things like 10 years ago on Twitter and then, people dug it up and then he lost his job.
Oh, he said, I like it when little boys touch me in my silly place. Is that what he said? Mission accomplished. Gun has been a long...
That's
Jory Avner defending pedophiles. Breaking news.
Oh no, shit!
I'm just kidding, everyone. No, let's look at this. This is from Deadline. I don't know.
Okay, so I would imagine there was probably like a joke in there. Like
I'm sure it was taken out of context. Here's another. The best thing about the best thing about being raped is when you're done being raped and it's like, woo, this feels great not being raped. What?
Wow.
See,
Jesus Christ.
These are terrible things to say. Okay, these are terrible
things to say.
But I don't know if he should lose his whole career over it though. I don't know. It's not like he was fucking. It wasn't like he was doing what Harvey Weinstein was doing. All right, Harvey Weinstein was a true fucking demon, and him saying these things on Twitter a long time ago, and what Weinstein did. I mean, those are two different things, but yet they still suffer sort of the same, outcomes where they lose everything. Which Weinstein should lose everything and go to prison forever. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I agree with that. Harvey Weinstein should, fuck him.
Yeah.
But what is this Dave Chapelle thing? I haven't watched his.
Oh,
I brought it up in the chat. Cartagena, is that how you say your name?
It's Cartagena, but I call him Cartagena because it's funny. It's funny to me to say Cartagena, but it's Cartagena. It's a Latinx word.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry. I just know that he hates that. As do I. Listen, I'm 38% Mexican, everybody, and if anybody calls me a fucking Latinx, I'm going to spit somewhere around here. Do not call me a Latinx. It sounds like a Kleenex. You know how many of my tias and tios are fucking offended by that shit? They're like, what the? Angry tios and tias. Anyways. By the way, wait a second, what were we about to do? Dave
We're
Chapelle.
gonna unpack this because
Sure.
I haven't seen it, so I
Sure.
don't know what happened.
It's so complicated
But-
when holding today's standards is past societal norms because how about the dumbass UCLA professor suspended for the dumbass email? Yeah, there was
I don't know about this.
There's a UCLA professor who got suspended because he wasn't showing favoritism towards the minority students, meaning he wasn't grading lenient. They're requiring a certain amount of leniency towards the minority students now because education is racist. So yeah, because of white supremacy, we are going to allow our brown brothers and sisters to not get a proper education. So that's totally progressive, guys. Let's go easy on all the black and brown people because they're too dumb to do it themselves. I'm not saying that as that's what's coming from my mouth, but that's what it shows. When you're going to lower the standards for black and brown people because of the color of their skin, that is fucking racism. I'm sorry. As a 38% Mexican, I would be extremely infuriated if they were fucking setting aside a different fucking grading scale just for me. No, you pay all this fucking money to go to UCLA so you can get a good education just for them to fucking dumb it down. So there's some things that I have a problem with all this shit. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Dave Chapelle and the mess that's going on with that. Dave Chapelle, so the biggest thing is that the trans community is pretty mad at him for saying some stuff. In his last special, he compared like trans genitalias and genitals to like Impossible Burgers and stuff, which, you know, that I can only imagine that a trans person watching that, if they didn't see it within context and or even just seeing that, I'm sure that was hurtful. There was a lot of things in that special that were probably a little too far. But the points he's trying to make are huge. And I think the biggest point that is being overlooked right now, I mean, right now everyone's just saying cancel Dave Chapelle because of the transgender jokes. But they don't look at it as a piece of work. They only look at it as these little jokes that he says and take that out of context. The bigger, broader picture is that he's pointing out I don't know. He's just pointing out the fact that black people are still sort of eating shit, you know, highest incarcerated, most likely to be in underserved communities, cops, you know. And meanwhile, which I'm not saying that transgenders don't suffer any kind of harassment at all, because this whole year has been nothing but that. So, you know, I am not speaking out against any transgender brothers or sisters, non-binary friends, nothing. I have nothing against you. I love you guys. I'm only speaking on what Dave is sort of conveying, I suppose. And I'm not sure if I'm even doing this right or doing it justice, but what he's saying is that the LGBT community has come a long way to the point where we're changing our language, we're changing laws, we're doing all these things, yet black people are still facing these same old tropes that they have been for a long time. And he even says in the special, he's like, I'm jealous of the community because they have become, they've gotten so far in so little time, while black people are still, taking the dick. So it's I see his point. And like in a different special, even points out how, transgender folks tend to be upper middle class white people. And so he's making that, he's saying, this is a white people movement, and that's why it's become such a moving force. When black people declare themselves transgendered, they just get murdered. And not saying that white people don't get murdered or brown people who are transgender transitioning don't get murdered. But, when you think about it, I see his point. I see it. Do I agree with it? I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about it. I definitely hate the fact that transgender folks are being discriminated against. I don't want anybody to feel discriminated against or feel horrible. but there is this other side to where, we look at where black people are, and we look at the LGBT community, and it is sad to say. I mean, how many is there a big flood, overwhelming flood of transgender people in prison right now? No. Is there a huge majority of transgender people in underserved communities right now? No. So, I see the point. I see it. So that's kind of where it's at. That's from his side of view, his point of view. The other side is just he's a transphobe and he should be canceled and he's awful. So that's kind of it. I mean, it's been a whole series of him talking about this stuff.
Yeah. I think my immediate reaction is like, I mean, I can see, I guess without seeing the special or whatever, just from what you're saying, I can see that there's probably a point in there. I think it's a little strange that someone would like, they're I wouldn't say punching down, but like punching like laterally, you know what I mean? Like at another community or something, you know what I mean? Like that, like, I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, is that?
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I think, in all fairness, I'm pretty sure he's the one who started it by, making jokes about transgender. Yeah. I think it started with, what's the Kardashian people's mother person? What's her name?
I don't know.
Anyways, it's whatever her name, the Olympian, the ex-Olympian. I know her dead name, but I won't say it. But it's Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner. Thank you. I think it started with a joke about Caitlyn Jenner or something, and then it sort of went off from there. So it was like he kind of started it by kind of shit talking, and then the trans community came at him really hard, and then so he sort of leaned in, as comedians tend to do, and now it's this. So, it started with him making jokes, but he's a comedian, and I'm I am a defender of artists, and I will always defend someone, even if it's horrible shit. Like, I'm just a freedom of speech kind of person. So, whoa, what the fuck just happened? 21. I'm a huge defender of freedom of speech, and even if it's speech that people don't like to hear, the problem is when you start silencing people, it forces people underground and into extremist ideologies, and that's what we don't want, is extremists running around here. And I think that's what silencing people does. It's not like racism just goes away if you just take them off Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you took the racist off Twitter. It doesn't mean he stopped being racist, right? It just means that
You're just insulating them even
right.
more.
And yes, exactly. And exactly. You're perpetuating his already wrong thinking by saying it's like they just want to silence me. So. Yeah. I get that there has to be terms of services and stuff for certain platforms, and I'm not against that, but for the most part, I am all about freedom of speech. So I am going to defend that. And I know it's not a popular it's not a popular thing to defend at all, but I don't, what the alternative is, an authoritarian dictatorship, and that's sort of where we're going. With all of these sort of mandates and these excuses for people to, I'm not against the vaccine or anything like that either. But I'm just saying, like, when you start mandating people, I mean, we're seeing what's happening right now. You're seeing, Black Lives Matter is protesting again, but no one's covering that, right? Last year, it was very useful for the president, for our current president, but now it's not, because they are all protesting fucking the mandates, the vaccine mandates. So BLM is actively fucking protesting freedom to speak what you want to speak. Yes, but it doesn't mean that shouldn't be consequences. So freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences. And that's what I'm trying to say. Hey,
Vardulika, how are you doing?
Vardulika, you just walked in on a good part. We're just talking about freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm more listening. I feel like this is a hard thing for me to navigate. So
why?
Especially,
why is it hard?
Why? Because I'm not sure. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm not sure that freedom of speech is a good thing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like, you know, it's also like it's hard for me to weigh in on any of these things because it's like, it's not my lived experience. So I kind of don't have. I don't have the credentials, I guess you could say, and
I would
I
say
don't
that
feel like I have the credentials either. It's not even just that, like, I'm not saying it's like, oh, people have said that. It's like I don't feel like I have the credentials.
no horse in the race. No horse in the
Yeah,
race.
but
Well, I mean,
it's
as an
just more that
artist, I think you do.
that's not necessarily what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I don't, have a dog in that fight, like, because I think that, yeah, definitely, like, when it comes to like artistic expression and being able to, I'm just being able to say what you want to. I mean, like, listen to Frank Zappa. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Frank Zappa wrote songs about like Eskimos jerking each other off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, so it's raunchy and it's crude and that's kind of part of it.
Right.
Back to Jory's view, he's like, no, just no. But I don't know. Like, it's not even that. It's just that, like, I just don't feel like I am a qualified opinion about the matter. You know what I
No,
mean?
I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now, when it comes to like being able to, write music or, express things in art, it's different, But
When it comes to safe things to talk about, I'm all about it. No, look, I get it. And I know that this is not a comfortable type of situation or a comfortable conversation at all. And I'm sure this is not what your audience was expecting. And
no, it's cool, man. I'm here for the conversation.
well,
I just like,
I'm not trying to hold you down and get you in a gotcha moment. So like, that's a perfectly okay answer, by the way, is like, I don't know, dude, like I'm just a musician. But I mean, like the thing is that I feel like, I just feel like these as artists, expression is being suppressed right now, and as artists, that's what we do, is express ourselves. So the fact that expression is being suppressed is a problem for me. Again, I'm not one of these guys who are like, freedom of speech, that means you could just go and yell the N-word in the streets. No, but because there are consequences to these things. But I am one of those people who is like, well, people have a right to express how they feel, and people have a right, and if they're doing it legally and non-violently, well, then I don't have to support what they say. It's just, I support that they can say it as an American. So, and that's kind of how I feel about Dave Chapelle. But we can move on. I'm sure
that's cool. Yeah, no, I also like, I was just asking because like I haven't seen the special, and so I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what he said. So
have you seen any of his specials?
That was news. I mostly have watched clips of him because I think he's an awesome storyteller.
Yeah.
Like the one that I watch a lot is where he talks about, he tells a story about how how he like lost the like what happened with the Chappelle show, essentially. Is when he talks about that. And he talks about how like he saw this like this game, what was it? I don't remember. It's like Monty or something on the street. And then he realized that like when he got screwed out of his money, like he got conned, that he realized that everyone that was around the game was in on it. And he said that, and then the guy almost beat him up, and he learned a lesson about that. And he kind of like took that story and transposed it to like when he's signing contracts and stuff like that. Maybe they're all in on it too, just like that game. And I don't know. I think about that a lot. Like, I think he tells that story really well. So
yeah, no,
and
go ahead.
Like, so when he asked people to like boycott Netflix and stuff and all that for like don't watch his special, like, and then he got his rights back.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I mean?
The show,
like, he finally got paid for the show.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Anyway.
No, well, I mean, he like the thing is that he's a pretty prolific comic, and he's gonna say some shit that pisses people off. And again, there was some shit in the new special that I was not. Cool. It wasn't funny with me, and I was just like, damn, Dave, why'd you gotta say that shit? Why you gotta say that, Dave? You didn't have to say it like that. You could have said it a better way. But again, this is America still. And I don't want to sound like one of those, like, this is America, goddammit, but, you know, I do fundamentally think that, you know, we did something right just in the fact that everyone wants to be here and everyone steals our culture, everyone steals our music, everybody fucking, you know what I mean? Like, we fucking, this has been the most productive and strongest, you know, country to ever exist, and it was born out of the idea of democracy, and it's like, I think that's special. I think that's real special. So to say, you know, to be, I don't like this anti-American sentiment because I don't think people are looking at it from the perspective of, you know, what people go through in other countries, such as, like, if you're gay, you get thrown off a fucking building, or you can't drink the water because it'll kill you. So, you know, yeah, other countries, there's still slavery, like China. Hey, Uyghurs. So, you know, it's just it's the connection between artistry and society and culture are very close. And when you look at what music has done for any kind of movement, civil rights, you know, women's movement, you know, the hippies, the 60s movement. I mean, even in the 80s, the 90s with NWA sticking up for freedom of speech because they were speaking the truth and people wanted to silence them. Because they thought that they were hurting people by what they were saying when they were just expressing the truth. And now when we look back at those records like Ice-T and NWA, those are classics. Like, no one thinks of those as, like, hate speech. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just very weird to me that now, you know, the fact that you feel uncomfortable about even talking about it is a problem to me because, you know, I get why you're doing it and I get why you want to protect yourself by not talking about it, but that's a problem to me. That's a problem that artists cannot feel like they can't express how they feel. So yeah. It's a problem.
Well, I'm also just not well learned.
And I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to judge you or talk shit, man. That wasn't
cool.
wasn't
You're
a
good.
slight
No,
against you, brother.
You're good. I hear what you're saying, and I totally think that that's a fair point. And like, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but like, just that, I don't know, like, I'm also just not like, and it's also one of the benefits that I have is, like, you know, I kind of don't have to think about it.
No,
much,
you don't. You could just worry
which
about
is,
your art.
I guess probably a you know, probably not a good thing.
Well, it is a good thing and it's a bad thing because it's like, well, you got to unplug from this shit because it's maddening. It's maddening. And like, what if you're just always in what's going on around you all the time, then what are you getting done? What are you accomplishing? But on the other hand,
that's why I had to stop watching the news when Trump was president. Man.
Oh, dude,
I had to stop.
I
like,
feel you,
I was going insane.
He was a fucking maniac. Like, he just made everything worse. He would not shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. It's just the bad part about not paying attention is the fact that, you know, you wake up one day and we are under an authoritarian regime, and all of a sudden we are, you know, what we've always feared we would be. Yeah, I hit a point where I couldn't listen to the news anymore for a bit. I feel you. Rockstar Angel, I feel you guys. I feel it so much my wife hates it when I'm like... My wife hates it. So I feel you guys so much. I feel you guys so much. And I don't blame any of you. All right. So we're reaching the end of our show anyways. And sure. I do want to bring this back to music and let's end on a high point and not this like dreary, awful fucking present day reality. So Cartagena wants to know, how dare you, Cartagena, try to use your points to change the subject. The Supreme Court has backed free speech 100%. Yeah. How do you write songs? That's what Cartagena wants to know.
Well, first I get on Twitter and I look at who's canceled.
Today we're writing about Dave Chapelle. All right.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. So I mean, it's kind of like a process. Mostly it's just starts with me like sitting with the guitar and just playing like have this bad habit where like I can't like leave my guitar alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so it's like if it's sitting in the corner, which it always is, then I just end up picking it up. And usually just noodling around, and then a melody will pop into my head, and it starts usually as like gibberish, like just kind of singing gibberish, like into
But
my
it's like a
room and sounding
melody,
like a
though.
lunatic. Yeah, it's like to a melody.
Yeah,
and
but
just
you're
kind of
like, yeah, I get it. I get you. I get
and
you,
then like a
man.
first line, like a line will like pop into my head or something, and that's like the first line usually, and or like a hook or something, and then from there it kind of spirals outwards, and then it's this long grueling process of sitting and drinking and editing. Like,
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you got to get it done. You got to get the work done, man. This is the hard work here.
yeah. So that's kind of the long and the short of it, but
Do you build your own
Also
beats and stuff? Do you
Yep.
like when you're demoing stuff? Are you like building beats and
it's usually mostly just I just play with the guitar, and from there everything gets recorded and like kind of arranged after that, but it usually just starts with the actually there is a song that I did do it in a different way, that song, The New Age, I think you played it already.
I
but
did.
that song I just kind of started making a song in Ableton, and then I was like kind of digging it, so I started writing some lyrics for it. But that was like a weird process, like that was backwards, that it usually is completely opposite. It's usually the lyrics are first,
Yeah.
and then everything else comes with it.
Yeah,
You
you have
and
that.
sometimes go ahead.
Oh no, I want you to finish. I hate Zoom for this reason.
Oh, the latency. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like no. All right, please finish with your thought, please.
Yeah, no, it just, sometimes it's mostly lyrical stuff, like, I mean, I have a bunch of songs, like I have like a whole folder of songs that are just not even done because like the lyrics are done, but the music isn't, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or like I didn't figure out all of the chords for it because,
not
like
there yet.
I got the lyrics done and I was like, yeah, cool. All right. That's good. And then, then it becomes a process of,
Well, how will you write lyrics down without like? So will you just have like a melody and you're just singing the melody and writing lyrics to it, and then without
Yeah.
the actual guitar or anything?
more or less,
Okay.
yeah. But I mean, I've been writing songs like my whole life, so it's like that structure, that song structure is like embedded in the way that I think about it. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't necessarily need the guitar in my hand at all times to write.
Yeah.
So it's like I could, and which is honestly freeing because then you can just sit and think about like the lyrics and where you want them to go and like what kind of story are you telling. And yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of that. And then, the other part about songwriting that I think a lot of people probably don't, maybe don't talk about as much, but I think is very, very important. It's like trying to figure out like what you want your songs to be like. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to tell these really pointed, epic stories, or do you want them to be like short hooky things or whatever, or like do you care if your song isn't about one thing? You know what I mean? Like, do you want your song to be about multiple like are you cool with that? Basically, I guess it's more so like what are you cool with, because like whenever I write stuff, like I used to get in this really bad I was in this really bad rut for a long time where I would write like 2 verses and a chorus, and then I would be stuck and I just couldn't finish it. And it was because it was like, oh, well, I kind of said everything, you know what I mean? Like, so like that was the sum total of that idea that I had musically was right there in that 2 verses and a chorus, but the song isn't over, you know what I mean? Like it's too short. So I don't know. You know what I mean? So,
I do, man.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't. When I'm writing, I don't think about lyrics or anything. I'm because I'm not a singer, but I go for just chords and melody. So it's like it's different for me. But like
Yeah.
for me, songs start on any given instrument and at any given day. So it's like a lot of times I'll start with beats, or a lot of times I'll start with a bass line, or guitar or piano line, something. Like it's always changes for me personally. It's always like this revolving door of how songs get created. But I you so you'll get an idea down, and now do you do like because your music is really cool. I like how you focus in on story and like the story of a lyrics, you know, and it's very you paint a great picture. You got a great turn of phrase and stuff, but like when you got the song down and you got it structured how you want, do you take it to like other instrumentalist, or do you do it yourself? Like, how do you get like, because you have some full band sounding stuff, so like how do you
so
when
I
you bring in
usually,
other
like,
artists, how does that go?
I mean, like, so with like piano stuff, like I mentioned that like my buddy
Yeah.
Colin played some keys on one of the demos that we put together, and I mean, like, I just went to him because he's a way better piano player than I am. But
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
you know what I mean? Like,
Hell yeah.
I'm kind of a fake it piano player. You know, I can fake it. I can play some chords that pad out things a little bit.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And then I'll go into like, into Ableton, maybe like draw a little bit with the MIDI to
Hey,
make it sound cooler. you know,
However,
like-
however you can get it done, baby. However you get.
Yeah.
I'm no purist, that is for sure.
Oh, for sure, dude. I agree with that too. Like, I think that you should, like, however you got to do it, you got to do it.
Get that
way.
shit out, son. It doesn't matter. Get it out.
Totally.
Yeah.
But like, so I mean, but for the most part, like if it's just guitar or like programmed drums or like, bass, like I'll usually just do that myself. There's been a couple times where like this song that I have called Smoke Signals, like I literally just hit up my friend and was like, do you want to play bass on this song? Because I was just tired of listening to myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just got him to do it. He had a really cool bass part, and it was cool, like, whoa, sorry, lightning.
Whoa, that was
hear
the
that?
thunder?
That was lightning.
Dang, that's crazy. That was loud.
Yeah, I saw it flash like right out my window. Like it was right over there.
That's dope.
So,
yeah. Has it been rainy for you guys all summer?
On and off, yeah. Yo, what up, Ziggy? How are you doing?
Dude, fucking, it's been nothing but a fucking stormlands over here. It's awful. It's been like the worst rainy winter ever.
Yeah.
Major
You get a lot of-
clapback.
Yeah, major clapback. You get all of our storm fronts too. So yeah, we've had some pretty bad ones. Like we've had a couple tornadoes. Like,
Oh shit.
yeah, in the city. Like there was a tornado that touched down like not that far away from where I live. Like ripped the roof off of a building and then like went out over the lake.
Damn, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
man. It's in Chicago, like in the city.
Dude, last year there was an inland hurricane in Iowa that took out like a big portion of like the corn harvest.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, inland.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
2020 was quite a trip. But inland
Yeah.
hurricane, very interesting times we live in.
This
Morning
climate
from
change shit.
climate change. Hey everybody, let's deny the shit that's happening all around us that we can clearly see happening.
But
Hey, let's
there's
deny
a
it.
snowball outside. It can't be real. Like
It can't
like,
be
I have-
real.
yeah.
It's not real, damn it. More oil. Pump that oil out. Dump it right into the ocean, god damn it. We don't give a shit.
Yeah, BP literally just fucking crashed they broke a oil pipeline.
Yeah.
Birds are not real though. I will die on that hill.
Birds
Birds are
are
not real. Birds are not fucking real.
Is that part of the simulation?
They're drones by the government.
There are drone birds though.
I know there are.
That like
they're all around
legit
us.
drone bar. Netflix issued a statement today stating that they will not be taking down the Chapelle special. Wow.
Oh wow.
They made a stand. I guess they were like, fuck y'all. Which you know what, man? I applaud Netflix because they're standing by their fucking artists. Look, they knew what was coming out. They knew it and they put it out. You fucking stand by it. If you're gonna fucking put out this shit, fucking stand by it. That's all I can say. People are still watching it, so their money. Yeah. If people stop watching, that's the thing. If everybody hated it so much, no one would watch it, and it wouldn't be what, number 3 or something. I don't know. It's like still ranking in the top 10. If people hated it so much, then why is it very popular? It's very weird. It's very weird. It's a strange time. So is all these people just like terrible transphobic assholes who are watching these? Is that what it is? I don't know. People love to hate. They do love to hate. Hey, the great unifier is hate. right?
That's true. This whole conversation has been like big circle,
Oh yeah, we're going to.
Yeah.
But we do have a question from chat, and I didn't want to
Okay.
get back into the bad talk.
You're good. You're good.
Oh, I'm good. I know I'm good. I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying, people can only take so much of that shit, me included. If you had to choose to cover a boy band, which of the following and why? Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, or the Beatles? Ziggy in Korea, everybody.
Well, I do cover the Beatles, so probably just the Beatles.
Just the Beatles. Bro, I would do, you know what? I would do, Backstreet Boys. Wait a second. What was I want it that way. Tell me why. It was that Backstreet Boys? I'm pretty sure
that was that was Backstreet Boys. Funny enough, I bought that album. Was it Black and Blue? Is that the album? I bought that for my sister when it came out back in like 1990 whatever.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And she because she loved the Backstreet Boys. So, yeah.
Well, that's nice. That's a nice story.
That was one of my first albums I ever bought.
That was Backstreet Boys. Hey,
yeah.
When Backstreet Boys first came out, like NSYNC and like Britney and all that shit, man,
they were huge, man. They were monsters.
They were monsters, but like in my head, I thought they were all garbage until I was like, it's so weird because now it's like I love those songs by NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and Britney. It's Britney, bitch. Dude, fuck yeah, Toxic, Britney. Oh man, or Slay.
That song is actually pretty catchy.
For you. Dude, Britney goes off, son. Anyways,
No, you're good.
We did a big thing on Britney here too. We were really. Oh yeah, you covered Toxic. You know who does a good Toxic too is Kintsuku. Kintsuku is such a incredible artist, especially that song.
I've been meaning to watch Kintsuku, but
oh, you should definitely.
I have not been able to catch a stream yet.
She streams rather early, so I think it's a little bit past your bedtime, or I mean your bed waking.
Wake up, my morning wishes.
your morning wishes. Hold on, I know we're supposed to end here soon, everybody. Just give me 1 second, because I kind of want to just give you guys a little bit. Her original music is incredible too, but like we'll just play a little bit of this. And she has like awesome guitars.
Baby, can't you see I'm calling? A guy like you should wear a warning. It's dangerous.
Oh, you haven't even heard it yet. You don't even know what's about to happen, son.
There's no escape. I can't wait. I need a hit.
Yeah, she murders.
Baby, give me it. You're dangerous. I'm loving it. Too high, can't calm down. Losing my head, spinning round and round. Do you feel me now? When the taste of your lips, I'm alright. We are toxic, I'm slipping out of that taste of the poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic? And I love what you do, don't you know that you're toxic? It's getting late.
Shady. She's so shady. She's so
that was
shady.
insane. That was nuts.
Shady ass motherfucker. She is. Oh, I love Kintsuku. She's so good. She was just in a musical, better than the original. I agree. She was just in a songwriting competition through Twitch Music, and She ended up losing, but man, it was between her and the Fantastic Plastics, and it was just like, man, nothing against who actually won, which I can't remember who won, but like it was just, like her performance really stood out to me, and she's just always good. She's a friend of the show, also. She's been on the show as well. Anyways, so let's wrap up. Let's wrap up, and since you love the Beatles, we've answered Ziggy's question, and we figured it out that he would just do the Beatles. And so there you go, Ziggy. I hope you enjoyed that question, and I appreciate that answer, and I appreciate you using the fresh bars for the answer. Jesus Christ, Jory, do you have any parting words you would like to leave with us here today?
Parting words. I don't know. If you like art, keep supporting it. Keep supporting your local artists that you like. Or support me. Give me all your money.
give Jory all your money, damn it.
Yeah, no, I'm joking.
Here's all the links, everybody. Yeah, I did that, Ziggy. It's up there. I just did it. Yeah. Go and follow Kinsuka. I'll do it again because Ziggy told me to. I do what Ziggy tells me to do. So there's Kinsuku's link, and I put the actual link to this song on SoundCloud. But the links for Jory, his website, his IG, Spotify. So go and follow your boy Jory and give him some love. And Jory, we're looking forward to that new album, and all the luck with that. And I really do appreciate you sitting here being patient, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know it got a little weird. It got a little intense. But
no, I'm here for it, man. I appreciate it. Like, thanks for having me on.
And by the way, I think you handled yourself great for someone who's like, I'm not really trying to dip my toe in that shit. And you handled yourself great, and I wasn't. I hope you didn't take anything I said to you in bad grace. Nothing but respect, totally. Man. I really love what you do. I think you're a fantastic artist, and
you're so kindly.
And I'm looking for. Oh, did I spell it wrong? Plain. Just chatting. Okay. Anyways, all right, guys. Thank you again. Jory, again, I appreciate you. And you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon. The audio version of this is coming out as well, but that won't be out for a couple weeks. So there it is. Cheers. Who we rated? Who should we raid? Yeah. Do you know who we should raid? I mean, I don't know who should raid. Let me see.
Should we raid? Let's look.
We have.
Oh, we could raid. Cartoon Mind.
Ooh.
Cartoon Mind's on.
Oh, Anna's on. Ooh, we might rate, or maybe Will.
Meowly Music.
Oh, I don't know them.
Oh, Mimi, she's awesome.
Oh, I do know Mimi. Never mind. What was the name?
Meowly, Mialy Music.
Oh, do I know a different Mimi? There's another Mimi out there. Oh,
potentially.
Sashi Boom. Okay, let's go somewhere new then. Sashi Boom? Is that what we're doing? Macafer says Sashi Boom. Mimi is French. Miley. Reina. Never mind. Reina already did it. All right, guys. Grab your raid calls. Saturday or Friday, we have Kelly Gates Music, who is another fantastic streamer here on Twitch. And that'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to see what it's like to be Kelly Gates in Canada. And I think she's a lawyer too, so that'll be interesting. I would usually just raid over, but now I'm like, I have to wait for if the mods raid, you can't raid over right away. You have to wait for it to run out. Is that something you experienced, Jory, or do you have a workaround?
Yes. No, I have no idea. But I also, the way I end my streams, I usually play out, like, you know what I mean? So it's like we initiate the raid and then we just kind of jam.
Oh, dude, we never had you jam a song. Oh, well.
It's all good.
Here, I'll play out.
You can catch me tomorrow.
What time you stream tomorrow?
2 p.m.
2 p.m. Central Standard Time. There we go, guys. We're raiding out. All right, guys, we'll be back on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be good to your fellow human beings. HJs for everybody, of course. I love you guys. Remember, love your neighbor and cancel Dave Chapelle.
so perfect. So perfect timing.